Ladies, gentlemen, and everybody, we have a big game for you tonight. It's not an official league game. It's not EU. It's not NA. It's EU versus NA. We have two of the biggest teams in the world facing each other in a show match for you tonight. We have the champions of Europe for about 15 seasons. They win ETF2L. They win UGC. It's Super Dickman's Canone and SDCK for short. And they will be facing RGL runners-up, the second best team in North America, Fast Fourth. And of course, it's not just going to be me. I'm the European side of tonight's cast, but we've got some friends over the pond to join me. I'm going to be joined by Godfather. It's going to be casting, and Exile is going to be that big brain with all of the analyst input tonight. We've also got Wiethoofd in the background doing all that fancy production. But boys, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, doing well, CJ. Excited for this one. Excited to see if all of the trash talk I've been hearing from you and other EU casters about, NA not being as good as EU in Highlander. I'm excited to have that put to the test, and we'll see who comes out on top. We have 3 matches tonight, but Exile, I want to hear from you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Godfather. It's good to cast with you again, and I am very happy to be finally casting with CJ, actually. I'll be just doing analyst work tonight, so I'll be talking about mostly on the NI side of things, as I have played against SDCK in my history, but I know more of Fast Fourth since I was a player for them, and I've also played in RGL League since the beginning, so I have a lot of analyst work to cover tonight for you guys. Yeah, happy to be here.
To anyone who's just joining the stream from that in-game system message, welcome. You are here with KritzKast. We're sponsored by GamerSupps. You can go to gamersupps.gg/KritzKast for 3 free sample packs if you're interested in checking that out.
Well, we are going live with this NA versus EU show match. My name's Godfather. I got CJ on the mic, got Exile on analysis, Wiethoofd behind the scenes on production. We're going to get right into this matchup. CJ, take us through the mid.
I want to see these demos. I'm seeing Jackie Lace going in behind already, but the first casualty is going to be Clark. Gets domed by Lenny, and actually it's a couple of players dying, a lot of players dying for SDCK, but one big player who we said is Toy. Medic dead, 4-4. And do I say FF? Do I say Fast Fourth? We'll have to see, but no medic for them. They do get the camp. They win the mid-fight, but crucially, SDCK, after all of those casualties, are going to have a massive Uber advantage here.
Absolutely. Big Uber ad for the side of SDCK, who many of you may be wondering does have the higher ping. We're playing on a Chicago server for map 1, so North American players have the better ping. Zutima and Lenny both going to go down early. The pick classes of SDCK find plenty of frags to open this fight up, and they are looking pretty strong. DT and Fish also going to go down, and that is a recap by SDCK holding on to their Uber, just 50% for Fast Fourth, and SDCK setting up their forward hold on this cliff area, CJ.
Yeah, this is a perfect transition for them. You know, they get the cap, they get a bunch of kills, they don't use the Uber, and now they're able to set up for a forward hold. This is going to be very difficult to break when you have a full complement of players watching those doors, and now it's about what Fast Fourth are going to do to try and bust out of here. They're going to try and go through main, are they going to try and pressure the flank? It does look like it's going to be flank. Jackie Lake sees them and jumps away. Lenny trying to get a position, maybe for a snipe, but Ether is going to go down to that Wrangler, and still Ubers have not been used, both 100%. Some weak players on the side of SDCK. They're going to use the Uber aggressively, and Toy has to hop in response. It does look like DT wants to try and take some space with this, but he's kind of alone. The respawn's coming in now, but it's now going to be a fight on top of the point.
Yeah, fighting on point here, good for Fast Fourth, getting that Uber out of the way with. They can kind of play with a little bit of space and confidence, sending a soldier forward. He's going to get reflect kill. D4 is going to get a nice frag onto Ether. Buddy going down on the other side of things means no demo for this SDCK team. They're going to lose a lot of space and the point here, as actually it's not going to delay any players. Good heads-up play by Fast Forward. They're going to find the cap now and looking to get some time off the clock. Already an early advantage for SDCK, 144. Fast Forward only with 220 and counting down now.
Yeah, delaying the cap there so they get their spawns really smart, but that bomb and denial from T-Borden, if there's one thing you're going to want to look out for from T-Borden, it's those reflects. One of the best reflectors of rockets I've seen in this game, but he's coming forward with his team now. Buddy leading the charge, taking those heals, getting launched into the air, but Melon is going to go down to a headshot. These Ubers going to be traded, but no pyro for the American side as they're trying to get involved here. May taking it, going forward, Toy gets launched away, like he gets a kill onto Tsukima, but players are dying left, right, and center here. It does look like to be going in the way of the Europeans as they're getting some cap time, but Fast Fourth are defending this. They are getting frags. They've got 3, and Dixos is 4. He's going to get backstabbed by Fish. He's not in a position to defend that point any longer, and it is going to be taking the lead here at Godfather. 1:30 left on the clock for Fast Fourth. They're looking strong so far.
They are looking strong. It is their map pick and their home field advantage, so honestly expecting SDCK to come out on top here. We're going to have Likey picking off Melon. 3 down for Fast Fourth, just 2 dead. Oh, a nice find by Lenny onto May, but immediately going to die for it. 3, now 4 down for both sides. Toy, though, is taken down by Mezzo, a star player for the European team, and finding a really key pick onto the medic there.
Yeah, Mezzo is another player you're going to want to look out for from the side of SDCK. But Fish is doing a great job himself. Gets a couple of kills on Rebel with the shotgun. Engineers can get involved too, getting those kills. In fact, there's so many people dying. But the most important fact is the point is still in control of the red team. Fast Fourth have now only got 35 seconds left on the clock, and they'll be winning this first round. Getty's going to get bombed here.
Oh, Ether gets the force off as well. What a play, getting kind of stuffed in the air there by some bullets. The knockback kind of having him float in, raining hell down onto Gedu. That's going to be the Uber out, but Toy dies again. It's something we've seen a lot so far here with the side of Gedu staying alive and Toy falling to the SDCK onslaught. However, 17 seconds on the clock in round 1. We are playing best of 7, first to 4 on product with no half times, no pauses. The Europeans were very adamant about that, and I think it will just be a faster match for us as a result. So I'm not complaining. Likey going down here to Fish. He's been finding plenty of frags here, CJ.
Yeah, there's a lot of kills happening. DT is dead, and oh my gosh, Buddy with the absolute nuke takes down 3, but Getty's going to get a headshot by Eleni. It is just absolute chaos right now. I think it's going the way of Fast Fourth. They are going to be able to get this cap. Get it going down there. It's absolutely massive. Toy is going to have an Uber advantage. They're going to get the cap. 15 seconds to go. There's not going to be any Ubers in play here. Only 56 seconds for SDCK, but Godfather, they've got to get onto the point, and they've got to get on it now.
Yeah, but Fast Fourth is pretty formidable to push into. Dixos going down early. A lot of health just taken away, just like that. Mezzo looking for a stab. Not going to find more than DT, but then Jackie Legs finds Toy, and in overtime now, SDCK has thrown all of their bodies at the point. Just a few alive. Blank looking to make the hero play. Ether coming in will help out. Now Mezzo versus Blank. Blank will win it. And that is round 1 going to Fast Fourth. They just need 3 more, everybody, to take map 1. But SDCK certainly has not seemed weak in map 1.
No, yeah, I mean, this is Fast Fourth's map pick, their server, so you would expect them to be doing well, but it's been very, very close. This is the kind of action that we want to see. We want to see this tight gameplay, and we're going to be seeing actually...
Early bomb from Ether.
Gets Likey straight away.
Buddy, absolute nukage right now. He's going to find Toy, DT, and Ether also falling, but this is just a frag fest so far on the second mid-fight. So many dead, but crucially, SDCK's medic staying alive yet again. Gedu will actually now fall. Lenny with a huge find at the tail end of this fight, and Fast Fourth coming out on top. Will now have some Uber ad. Jackie Legs lurking, but should just be trying to get some health and get out of dodge here. Will actually end up dying as Blank finds his 4th frag, and that's considerable Uber ad for Fast Fourth just off of the med death kind of late in that fight.
Yeah, DT though taking some names here, kills 2, and is going to get the cap for good measure. And SDCK maybe just wanting to continue that fight a little bit too long. Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of Blank's most kind of he has the best performance on the map like this, like product, especially with his team. They kind of enable him to do a lot of stuff. Either he plays with his flank and runs behind and gets a lot of kills on the enemy combo, or kind of get pick class on the medic or the sniper. And then you also have him with the combo class, like taking the Uber exchanges, choosing the focus for his team. He's very strong at calling focuses in these team fights, and you'll hear him calling the shots for DT, for Fish, for Tsukimi even on heavy. So you'll see a lot of these kind of coordinated focus calls, and we're kind of seeing how that plays into effect here with the amount of kills he's getting in these transition fights. And during the exchanges even, he's able to find those isolated kills and then keep the kind of point control for fast fourth. And this is kind of what we expect with Blank as a player, being a very strong player, just to isolate those kills for himself, just have that insane pressure against the other team. Something I would like to note though is, we didn't get to see in the first round though, but in this second round, we are seeing a more of an NA type forward hold, which is very common practice in RGL invite, at least, where the entire team holding the point control will actually try and play behind the enemy team's house, denying cliff, denying main, and denying grass. And we're kind of seeing it play into effect maybe soon here as well. But we noticed that once SDCK tried to bust out cliff, they already had Fast Force already had a response. Soldier bombing cliff, getting that initial pick, and you have Fish calling the plays for them. DT already meeting them at that door, denying that space completely. And this is something that we see a lot from Fast Forward. This is one of the most signature things they like to do on a map like Product. And this is kind of, with these types of strats, you can see why they're so strong on a map like this.
Well, we are back into the action now, and there was a pause. Was it a tactical pause? Was it a technical? We'll find out later on. But so far, we're seeing this forward hold that Exile was just talking about, as the Ubers are going to be used, just pressuring SDCK back into the spawn here, Godfather.
I mean, this pressure is absolutely crazy from Fast Forward right now. They're going to find frags onto both pick classes for SDCK, making it even harder for them to try to get out and open up this fight. Rotation around onto grass, going to send JackieLex forward, but JackieLex is the highest ping player on the entire server right now with about 160, and it has been very hard for him to make anything happen. We have the Uber out for the side of SDCK, trying to work the way forward, finally getting a little cap time, as it's just 30 seconds on the clock now remaining for Fast Forward. And with the Uber ad cleanly in the hands of the North American runner-up team, they are looking to get aggressive again here with so many kill streaks. Blank past a 10 kill streak right now.
Yeah, he's got 6 dominations. He's dominating 2/3 of SDCK right now. And they went forward with that Uber. They managed to get 50% cap time, but they just weren't able to continue going. And there's going to be an Uber used by Fast Forward just to kind of solidify their hold and clean up the frags that's coming in. Buddy is going to get a couple, but it's not going to be enough.
Wow. Oh my
just
God.
Absolute devastation coming in.
Oh, wait, but JackieLex, almost makes the hero play at the last second there, but doesn't touch the point, does get a really nice rocket or two in the direction of Toy. It is not enough, and this is when we would traditionally see in North America a halftime pause here, as we have had 2 rounds scored for a team, but we are right into half number 3. Quick shout out to everyone who's been subscribing. Happy September. Great to see all the support in chat, but we're in on another mid-fight, and I'm going to be watching Ether up in the sky right now, landing behind, getting up onto China right now. Dick Sauce, JackieLex, Buddy, all going down. They do find DT, so no demo right now for the side of Fast Forward, but look at all of these frags in favor of Fast Forward. It's going to be all dead but Gedu, who will somehow escape all the way out to spawn. A rocket chasing them as Ether tries to get a little bit of the spam damage, but what a clean, dominant mid there for Fast Forward. The only exception there is not finding the medic, so Ubers will be kind of close here as SDCK looks to push it.
Yeah, Gary surviving is massive there. They're going to have an equal Uber situation. JackieLex kind of just bombing in, trying to go for Toy there. Almost got it. And there is going to be a force now. Actually, Gary's going to have a much better Uber, but they've lost so many players. They've dropped May, they've dropped Buddy, they've dropped T-Borden. That's pretty much the entire combo of people you want in your Uber, and they are dead. And they're going to have to retreat back to the spawn. And we're seeing Blank literally chasing people into the spawn right now. Backs away with 10 HP to live to fight another day, but at the moment Gedu dying really late there is going to be terrible for SDCK. Toy is at 40%. That's going to be a 40% advantage for the NA side. A minute chalked off the time already in this 3rd round. If this was European rules, then we would be on match point, but SDCK maybe have some more time to play with here, but it's tough, Godfather.
It's very tough. I mean, to have such, like, ping is going to play a role in this match, and it's going to play a role, it's going to be bad for both teams. When you are not on your home server, it is going to be tough, and while SDCK is really suffering here, I'm expecting Fastforth to have a really tough battle on map number 2. When we do get there, they're just 2 rounds away from getting to map number 2 cleanly. Uber popped out by the side of Fastforth, trying to get forward onto SDCK's cliff. Not really finding much for that Uber, honestly, and SDCK going to have really big ad to work with now. Likey finds Lenny, so the sniper dead for Fastforth, and here comes the aggressive play. The Uber in, the demo forward, trying to find something. Can they get Toy down to 70 health? Now 17! They're in the corner! Oh, they are going to go down! As many fall for Fastforth, but a lot dying there from SDCK. They don't want to cap because they don't want to delay their many respawning players. So they will take a little bit of time to regroup here. Fastforth under a minute on the clock in this round, CJ. And they're playing very aggressively, just running back in, and Gedu's going to go down.
Yeah, they were playing far too passive. It's almost like they desperately wanted to get that med pick onto Toy, and they bankrupted themselves doing it. They went forward, they cost 3-4 players to do it. They couldn't cap, and because they weren't happy with holding on top of the point with only 5-6 players, Fastforth were like, okay, you're going to give us that space, we're going to walk forward, take it, get aggressive, and in the end they just win the DM fight. And just like in the second round, this round SDCK haven't captured the point yet. They're trying now without a 20% disad.
Melon absolutely denying the bomb from Jackie Legs, who has struggled against the ping and against this NA roster. Fastforth still holding on to the point. A little bit of pressure comes in from SDCK, but they're down 3 here, including their demo and their heavy. Rebel dying to a nice shot from Likey, but the Uber out for Fastforth, and they will just be sitting here happy with Blank, getting some damage in. Might not be good in this post as Jackie Legs will find some frags. And now a nice shot by Likey, the 5K coming out. The Uber also used by SDCK, and that's nearly a full wipe here for SDCK, and we are in overtime yet again. Fastforth has just been playing the clock so well this entire match.
Is this where the comeback begins for SDCK? I mean, they have Uber advantage, 20%. They have control of the point. They got a forward hold going on here. Likey starting to pop off. Jackie Leg sees where the aggression is coming forward, and here they come.
Mezzo looking for a play. Mezzo, but I think Blank just has the headphones ready and turns around, gets the frag. Likey though on a 6K here, CJ, kind of coming alive on the sniper.
Yeah, I mean, Likey has been a massive factor in SDCK's success over the past few seasons. And if he starts to pop off on this map, then it could spell trouble. But at the moment, it just doesn't look like Fastforth fear anything. They're just walking forward, 95%. They lose a couple of players. They're trying to tease the point. They're 3 down now, actually. And it's not going to be as easy as maybe they first thought. And in fact, it's going to be an Uber use first from SDCK to go for the trade here. DT is staying forward, just trying to fight. He's going to get overwhelmed now, and they have to back away here.
Oh, nice idea by Fish. Actually will be able to gun down Gedu, the medic dead for the side of SDCK, and while they've taken half the time off the clock and Likey continues to find frags, Toy does not escape. May will come in and find the frag, and perhaps I spoke too soon. SDCK making a bit of a fight here, and Fastforth will definitely have time for a few more fights, but it is not looking as clean as it was earlier on in this round.
No, I mean, it was basically overtime as SDCK capped. So they had 3 minutes to go, and they've already got a minute 40 off his. Likey's up to an 8K right now, dominating Lenny, who was definitely putting in a shift at the start. Fish is going to end that kill streak of SDCK's Russian sniper, but here they come. Mezzo drops down, doesn't get the stab, and DT goes down anyway. He gets taken out by Buddy, and there's a lot of weak players on both teams, but as it stands, SDCK is still controlling the point. Zukima's going to go down to those stickies. It does look like Fastforth want to fight this Godfather. They're trying to get some pressure in the downtime between Ubers.
Yeah, you really need to not give up any space and try to just make it tough for your opponent through this. So they are going to play aggressive pretty much whenever they can. Mezzo in the backline. The Uber going to be out for SDCK here. Not quite 100% for Fastforth, so they have to kite this until they can find something, and they do find 2. Mezzo and Jackie Legs both dead. Now Gedu is dead, as Lenny will find a really nice headshot there. The Uber going to come out again. It's overtime for Fastforth. They just need 2 cap up this point, and it looks like with nearly a full team wipe, T-Borden's going to try to get there. Actually going to find, I think, a frag at the end. That was Buddy finds Blank, but a 3-0 here on map 1, which again is played in North America. It is the North American team's map pick, so expected to win here. But still, making it interesting there at the end, SDCK.
Definitely showing that they're not just going to say this is not our server, this is not our map, whatever. They're saying we're going to fight this. They're going to win the next 4 rounds though if they're going to be winning map 1. And we'll have to see how it goes. Likey is going to be the first casualty. The toy goes down to Buddy's pipes. And that is a better mid fight so far. They do lose Gedu though to Lenny, who pretty much carved that round open for them in the third phase there. It's looking like it's going to be a mid-fight win for the Europeans here, Godfather, but it's so chaotic.
Very chaotic indeed. I mean, we've seen soldiers flying across the point, seemingly everybody dying, and this will be, I think, the first pretty clean mid-fight win for SDCK, getting on to the cap first, and we'll see how long they can hold off the onslaught from Fast Fourth. They are down 2 right now, down 3 as Buddy is taken down. No more demo to try to deny space, so should be an easy push forward for Fast Fourth. The Uber is going to be even, of course, and we're just seeing how Fast Fourth looks to get in here, and it's a nice bomb from Ether to open things up.
Yeah, they're going to walk forward. They're going to get this cap. And again, they're doing this, as I've been told, American or North American forward hold, where they're playing sort of in front of the house here. And it's just not something European teams ever really do. So it's not something they're probably going to be expecting. And they saw earlier on in the second round, they are rotating and going out on the grass area. Jackie Legs jumping for him. Zukima is going to go down. And it is basically equal Ubers here, so without an heavy, this trade could definitely go to the side of SDCK. Buddy, though, is getting isolated. The Uber is going to be used. It's going to be a better side for the blue, but they're dropping players, Godfather.
Oh, Melon! No way! Melon is able to find damage onto the medic, but then cleaned up by the sniper. And look how many are dead from SDCK right now. Fast Fourth has gotten back onto the cap already, a minute off the clock there. They're trying to make map 1 a clean 4-0 so we can get on to the SDCK server next. What we are going to product, then upward with Vigil Decider, correct?
That's right, yeah, we'll be going to upward for our second map on European server, European rules, and if the losing team of this map wins it, if we end up with a 1-1, then we'll be going to Vigil for a decider. But at the moment, I don't think that's in anyone's mind. SDCK are just trying to claw themselves back into this map. They do not want to get whitewashed on the first map. A 4-0 would not go down well, but Fast Fourth are so far forward right now. They're basically trying to spawn camp, but Gedu with 90% in the bank is going to be leading his team forward.
Spy play? Oh, I thought Mezzo might have something there. The Uber's going to be out there for SDCK, and they're going to find Tsukima and DT, so 2 high damage classes, both taken out. Fish is lurking on grass, but likely getting chased down by Jackie Legs, doing his best to stay alive there. SDCK back onto the point. Less than 60 seconds now between Fast Fourth and a map 1 clean sweep. We'll see how they approach getting back in, as SDCK has recaptured this points, and they're going to be at Uber disad as well. So really all the cards aligning, or in the hands of Fast Fourth. The stars aligning, trying to secure this one and get onto map 2.
Yeah, they basically have all the cards. They just need to play them in the right order, and they could be winning this round. But Melon, Rebel, both going down here. Not maybe as easy. They've used the Uber, and they're not really achieving anything. In fact, they lose Lenny as well to a backstab.
Oh, the spy at the last second! Mezzo, what a play! I think some favorable lag antics happened there, as on my screen the spy was pretty far away, but all the shenanigans will happen for both sides here. I'm not complaining, but what a 2K there to save the point and keep SDCK in this one a little while longer.
Yeah, I was busy watching the Rap Assassin kill, but during that, Blanks decided to just turn things up to 11 and just gets a whole bunch of kills, including Ghetto. So that massive backstab from Mezzo really comes to naught, as Toy does have about a 30% advantage now. 50 seconds left on the clock for Fast Fourth. If they can just seal this out and use that Uber, it's gonna be over. But SDCK have 123. They've got to try and get some opening picks in. They're going to be looking to the likes of Likey, to Mezzo, to Jackie Legs, Legs to get those opening frags and try and get that door ajar a little bit. DT will go down. That is Lapi hitting the headshots. Zukima also going down to Jackie Legs. Those names that I just mentioned getting 3 kills in quick succession. And now SDCK start walking forward.
Oh, I thought Ether was going to go for something big in the backline instead, getting some health, trying to regroup, figure out what's going on here as Fast Fourth, did drop a few players, but with just 10 seconds on the clock here, it's not going to be another overtime round quite yet. 8 seconds on the clock. The Uber in for Fast Fourth, trying to secure this one. Gedu is being juggled up in the air. They can't quite secure him, and Fish will get the revolver kill at the end. Very weak DT. The demo now in caution. Oh, he's going to go down. The reflect from D. Borden will be enough to find the frag, and so many dead for SDCK. Fast Fourth getting forward onto the point. They're only down 2. And looking to secure this one. Gedu is the only one alive all the way out to spawn. 7 on the cap. And Fast Fourth will wrap this one up. We will move on to map 2. What a round 1 or map 1 there, CJ. Pretty great stuff.
Welcome back to this EU versus NA show match. If you're just joining us, it is 1-0 to North America. They absolutely trounced on the first map of Product. It was their map choice, their rules, their server, but Godfather is definitely the person with the biggest smile on their face in the room. How you feeling after seeing that map 1? Do you think you're going to take that confidence to map 2?
I am pressing tab and looking at the ping, and Melon 164, Blank 161. We were seeing I think it was Mezzo had the 160 and then one other person close to that. I think Lapi maybe. So now an inverse of the ping. Will we see an inverse of the results? I'm not sure, but it is upward. You know, one of the most staple maps in all of Highlander and all of TF2, really. I think everybody plays upward if they play TF2. So obviously these players are going to be super strong on this map. And Exile, really quickly, because we are going live, do you think that Fast Fourth is going to be able to adapt to this ping?
Yeah, so I guess I'll talk about this during setup time here. So I do think that they will be able to adapt a little bit. I know some of their players have been prepping for this show match for a little bit, maybe playing on EU pugs. You might see them in kind of pickup games on the TF2 pug sites we have. So yeah, some of them also have played in TF2 official matches as well. Maybe people from Fast Fourth might have played during those region cups or those Highlander Open Cups, if people remember those. So I do know that they will adjust, but with time, I think maybe in the round 1 we might see kind of difficulty in that. But I think it's good to note that we still have strong players like Lenny and Blank who are able to hold down the fort as his scan classes, and you do have players like Fish, who actually, even in NA plays on high ping already. He's just now he's just kind of doubled that, added a 1 before the 80. So I would like us to kind of take a look at those individuals, maybe as our MVPs for this match. Prediction wise, maybe Lenny for sure, because he's definitely the type of player that's so consistent. No matter what kind of ping or kind of surroundings you give him, he'll be able to perform.
Well, we will see what happens here. Map 2, again, this is SDCK's pick and server and rule set, and they are starting on defense here. Fast Fourth going to be trying to set a time, and Lenny going to open things up with an early Jackie Legs frag. Again, Fast Fourth, I think everybody is above 100 ping. Zukima's the best with just 101. DT going to jump in early. The gun is pretty far forward. This heavy working his way forward. He'll go down as well, and it is a classic 3-man sack for the gun, getting it weak but not destroyed. And Fish has gone all the way back to spawn. Going to get taken down, actually, by the respawning Jackie Leg. So things not working out perfectly for Fast Fourth as the gates open, but we'll see how long it takes them to break this SDCK defense.
Yeah, this is stereotypically SDCK's strongest map, and we're going to see an Uber used very early here from Toy. Going forward, the counter Uber's going to go SDCK's way. Buddy just spamming some stickies, not allowing people to get any free cap time whatsoever. But that's not going to put Fast Fourth off. We're going to see people jumping forward, trying to take some space, some spy action happening on the flank. Lenny with that opening pick onto Lapi. That's going to be massive.
Fish! Can Fish find something stuck into a corner there? And will go down. A lot of people dying on the side of Fast Fourth as the sacks continue, trying to find something onto the medic, trying to find something onto the gun. The conch is out for Jackie Legs. We see a lot of banner usage by soldiers at this level, and it's just very powerful. in the post fight, so we'll see plenty of it in this NA versus EU show match. So far, so good for this SDCK defense, as Fast Forward not really having any success getting into.
Yeah, it's approaching that time where both teams have Uber again, and Toy uses it straight away onto DT, who gets launched back to the spawn. See ya later. Buddy just holding down the line, throwing that spam out.
Gedu in trouble. Gedu might be over traps. Oh, really good movement there. Sorry to interrupt, but Gedu does get very weak. Fish and they're both gonna fall, and that's certainly gonna continue to slow things down here. But I think if you bait Gedu forward and then a frag comes through from Lenny, that's perfect for Fast Forward here. They break the hold, they'll be getting in, and while it's certainly not going to be a very fast time getting through this first hold, a huge momentum shift for Fast Forward. 1 point in 2:21. We'll see how long it takes them to get forward onto the second point. SDCK looking to reset, and now at significant Uber disat as well. Mezzo looking for a stab, and headphone check will be succeeded by the Fast Forward players there.
Yeah, they're just kind of holding inside tunnel, and SDCK just thinking, what do we go for here? Are we going to try and, do a passive hold, which they are. The Uber is going to be used by Fast Forward, but they've lost 4 players. Fish, Rebel, Zikima, Ether all going down. DT gets launched off the map. And that's going to be 1 kill onto May for 5 deaths and an Uber. And SDCK will take that trade any day of the week. 65% Uber in the bank for Gedu. They're trying to go for this forward hold now, getting that sentry up onto the hill. And Fast Forward have to go back to the drawing board and try again.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, they might want to try something new, but so far, just, trying to work their way forward, trying to find some picks, really not working at all. Like he's going to find Lenny. Dixos is on a 7k as heavy right now, really putting out the damage. And this is a very far forward hold for SDCK, and it looks like they're moving the gun all the way up onto the top of this hill, really leading into the forward hold and keeping May on the cart, as that will start rolling back in about 10 seconds. SDCK really confident in their defense so far.
Yeah, looking incredibly strong. At the moment, they're just happy to sit, soak up the pressure, see what Fast Forward have to throw at them. There is an Uber going to be used onto DT. He's throwing most of the stickies at that sentry, but it's being wrangled. It has that shield. Eventually, it will go down, but not
he
after
dies
taking the entire Uber. He gets body shot, and Gedu still has 100%. They are not concerned whatsoever. Dixos is going to go down. He's in the respawn queue for 10 seconds, Godfather, but at the moment, it doesn't look like SDCK are going to be moving from this point anytime soon.
No, Fish looking for something in the backline right now. The Flames just narrowly missing him. I want to bring in Exile here. You've played on the team Fast Forward. I want to hear your thoughts. What do they need to change? What do they need to adjust to try to get in onto this very far forward hold from SDCK?
So since SDCK is taking so much space on hill, they're kind of denying Fast Forward from even peeking the base of hill. But what they need, what Fast Forward to be trying to do here is kind of play around Lenny, which they're actually doing exactly right now with even the pick on Likey. But they gotta be kind of not losing people in tunnel, but keeping pressure on hill with their sniper, because what'll end up happening is the sniper will make that space for them, and there might become a pinch at some point. So we just need to keep everyone alive in tunnel while Lenny gets those initial picks for Fast Forward.
We'll see if they make those adjustments, but Toy is taken down by Jackie Legs in his element now, in his good ping. That was a death with 97% Uber. Heartbreaking for any NA fans in chat. Full Uber, and the conch out for SDCK. Jackie Legs has been putting in work. Such a strong player, and on good ping is pretty hard to beat. So we'll see Fast Forward can make anything happen here, really. Fish is really needing to make a play, but it's been really good defense. Here's the sap onto the gun. Is there anyone with pressure? Now getting in. Gedu might be in trouble. We're going to have... Oh, the unpause now coming in. Ether and May both dead. May was maybe going to play a role there in that post fight, but Lenny shutting them down. The gun is dead. Can the side of Fast Forward work their way forward? They now have Toy up with them. Mezzo is down below. Not a threat. So many dead for SDCK. Should be seeing some pressure coming forward for Fast Forward. They might finally be breaking through, but SDCK will probably have an opportunity to get back in here. The cart so far away from the point, and Jackie Legs will find 2 more here. Ether and Zukima both dead. dead. And now DT also going to fall. It's all falling apart now. Toy in trouble. Will get run down with 95%. There's no protection for the North American medic. And that is a good refight by SDCK, absolutely shutting down Fast Forward. And we'll see how they react. I think attack pause might have been the response to just kind of hitting their head against the wall repeatedly here on the side of Fast Forward.
Yeah, it can be frustrating when you're trying to go for a push. You get those open picks that you've been craving, and they seem to do nothing because in these exchanges, in the Uber exchanges, in the team fights, they're just not winning out. SDCK are just so good at kind of backing up, turtling into a space, soaking up that pressure, and then re-pushing, retaking that space, and just cleaning up. And you know, you got to talk to Jackie Legs about the conch. This is his playground, and this is what he loves to do. Like he popping off as well.
Jackie onto Toy. Joy's gonna live! Oh my lord! With such little help, Jackie Legs goes for the hero play. That is where the tack pause comes in. I think it very well could have been Toy just say, guys, I'm getting killed repeatedly here. We need to protect our medic. Exile, do you think that's the reason for the pause there?
I'm not too sure the exact reason for the pause here, but I definitely think they need a mental reset of some sort because we're going very back and forth where they lose advantages, they keep advantages, but they're actually doing something again here on Hill.
Yeah, trying to use their Uber, but getting, you know, just juggled back, and it's going to be a better Uber for SDCK here as they continue to play this forward positioning on Hill. Just 40 seconds left here, and not looking good. Ether goes for a big bomb, but the gun is going to find enough damage to keep him suppressed, and so many go down for Fast Forward here, and SDCK looking like they're holding this one as only 3 survive the push from Fast Forward.
It's not looking good. 20 seconds left on the clock. An Uber disadvantage. They don't even have buffs yet, and they already need to be getting into position. It has not been a good first phase for the North American team on this map. And SDCK looking comfortable, and by the time that they're in position, 85% on Gedu, they are going to have an Uber soon. DT already taking so much damage. Rebel going down early. Players just being launched off the map. So many deaths. It's 2 alive. Make that 1 Lenny. It's going to be complete wipe. European side, SDCK will take... Well, they've been taking the round. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself there, guys. But they're going to hold on the second point. Exile, like, what's going through the minds? You're in the minds of a lot of, you know these players. Like, what's going through their minds right now is they can't even push second on upward.
I think we're getting kind of the pressure side of things. They kind of try and do the things that they think would work most of the time, and we just don't see like we just don't see any success coming out of those kind of defaulted plays that they're kind of used to. And a team like this, you know, a lot of the pressure can get to their heads for sure. In previous seasons, we have a lot of strats that we do, and sometimes they don't work, and sometimes you just don't have a response to those things not working. Because, you know, it gets frustrating when the things you think would work in these situations just don't end up working because of some non-chance that comes up, right? There's always a chance that even though it's perfect play can fail, right? Even though the most perfect like call from your main car can still not work, right? And that's what's kind of happening here. Is there just might be some crucial things that you're missing that might not be obvious to some, but from an eagle eye perspective like me, I can see a lot of things going wrong. Like we're not working around Fish enough. Even though Fish got his calls by himself, it wasn't necessarily set up by anyone else, but just by his own intuition, right? We're losing a lot of those players. We're losing toys so much in situations where you would normally lose your medic, right? And that's what I'm kind of noticing is we're just losing these core players and we're not playing around the players we should be.
We'll have to see what happens in round 2. Just to put things into perspective, we talked about how good Fast Forward were on product. This is easily the best map for SDCK. I was told by our statman Dave the other day that they have over a 90% win rate on upward rounds. Upward rounds, not matches, not best of 3s, rounds. They win over 90% of the rounds of upward they have played in their entire history, which is, we're talking half a decade. So I was going to say, if they don't win this map, then, you know, Fast Forward can easily crown themselves the better side. But they're coming out strong here. Lenny going down to Lapi early on, and that's going to give him a lot of freedom on this attacking side.
Yeah, look how far up the cart already is. I mean, it took probably a minute and a half for NA to get the cart even where it is. The Uber out for Fast Forward, but they're down 2 and not really able to get over the hill quite yet. Fast Forward in a bit of trouble here. SDCK just needs to cap this first point in the next minute 20 to win the first half, and this is really not looking good for the side of the North American team.
no, we're seeing just so much aggression there. Blank kind of backed into a corner, just getting destroyed. 3, 4, 5, 6 players going down. This car is being pushed. I think it's going to be all over. Toy running forward to try and even block it by some more seconds, but no, it's over. SDCK capture first, faster than Fast Fourth did, and the first round of Upward is going to go the way of the European team. They get their names on the scoreboard in this series. We'll take a look at completed logs at the end of the entire Upward map, I should say. But Exile, I'm going to bring you in again here. Like, we've talked about how good SDCK are on this map. We're not seeing too much of them, really. We've seen the first 2 points, but what do Fast Fourth need to do? What do they need to switch up in this second round in order to have a better showing?
I think they got to acknowledge the kind of team the SDCK is. We now know that what they're capable of on stopwatch is something we can consider. And from the side of the main callers, at least, or the people setting up these kind of scripted plays that they want to go for, we need to consider what we are able to do with our pings and how we're able to set up with our players. Because we need to acknowledge players like even T Burden, who's able to deny Fish so well. We're going to have to understand how Clark sets up his gun on those second holds, right, on defense. And we also need to understand like how, even the pick classes on their own team on Fast Fourth are able to play the game, right? We understand payload and stopwatch in general is going to be played around those slow kind of rotations, kind of setting up these things meticulously and then playing around those pick classes to kind of break that momentum at any point. So if we're not setting up our pick classes to be our strong suits in a map like this, especially with the pings we have, then what can we realistically do? Because we're not going to be able to win those RDMs and tunnel, those random death matches. Like, the flank's always going to be able to outflank the other team's flank, right? Because it's just ping advantage, and they're going to be set up much, much better. They're going to be more comfortable in their situation than a team with over 150 ping spread amongst everyone in their flank and their whole team, right? They're kind of, I feel like they're taking it kind of how they're used to playing it against NA teams, but we got to kind of adapt to our situation a little bit better, I think, which comes down to, okay, if our strats aren't working like they normally would, we got to start playing in a way to react to how the other team's playing, right? Because if we have some sort of like coin flip situation, we want to be able to win those, right? And SDCK might not be aware that we have that potential as a team like that, right? So that's what I want to see from Fish, calling those the kind of on the fly kind of reactive plays like that. And maybe Ether can get involved, because it doesn't seem like Ether is able to get involved in any of these pushes like we've seen on their offense. He's kind of just bombing and end up suiciding for a pick. So I also want to kind of bring notice. I think we do have we should probably talk about our sponsor if one of you guys can do that.
Yeah, we are being sponsored by GamerSupps. You can go to gamersupps.gg/KritzKast and you can order free samples within the first 24 hours. 3 different flavors, international shipping that is also free if you want to check it out for some great taste. Lots of different flavors, 0 sugar, 0 carbs. 1 packet is 2 servings. Godfather, that could be your next thing to bring to the next cast.
Maybe, I don't know. Wonderful deal though. I mean, the free shipping, a really great opportunity to try it out. If you've ever been interested in getting something like GamerSupps, check them out now. You might as well. But yeah, turning attention back here to the second map in the best of 3. Again, for anyone joining a little bit later, this is SDCK's map pick. It's on their server. It's using their rule set, and they are absolutely rolling Fast Fourth. I think it's just been really hard to overcome the ping difference for Fast Fourth, just as it was for SDCK on product map 1. But we're going live. We'll see how quickly SDCK can push on Upward with such a tremendous win percentage historically. This is going to be interesting to see against Fast Fourth.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing like the roles reversed here. So now we're going to see SDCK, we've seen them push first. That's it. So they could stumble into similar problems on second, maybe third, fourth. As the map goes on for longer, maybe we're going to be seeing a different side. We could also, I always say this in games, it probably isn't going to come into this with these 2 great teams, but overconfidence or, feeling a little bit more comfortable But yeah, I mean, it's all going to be about fast forward. Like, that key word there that I love from Exile is adapt. They have to adapt to what they're seeing. It's what SDCK did on Viaducts, we saw on Product, where they had to adapt to that different forward hold, something they're not used to, and do something different. Now it's up to fast forward to show, can they adapt and, you know, approach things from a different angle and try and have a little bit more success. On the defense, though, we've not seen too much from it other than that first point, so we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, if SDCK win this second round, Godfather, then they're going to be taking the map. We'll be going to a decider.
We will go to a decider if SDCK clutches this one out, and that will be Vigil, played one half on each team's server. I think we'll talk more about that if and when we get there. But an early pick by Body onto Melon, and then Lenny's actually going to find Clark there as well, so we'll see what really happens here. Jackie Legs is really deep behind right now, and the Uber's going to be out, CJ.
Yeah, Mezzo went behind, got rid of that teleporter. Sentry has gone down, and now I think it's just going to be all about the repush from SDCK because Lenny is dead. There is no sniper for the defensive side, and that's going to give so much room for Lapi to take pot shots. Jackie, Mezzo in behind, just causing havoc. Blank and Melon just being pulled back to deal with this soldier. Finally, he goes down, but DT is weak. He'll get taken down by Dixos. The sentry goes down again. Clark so far forward. Mezzo with the 2K as well, and the collapse comes in. Toy is dead, and Fast Fourth have to back off to second already.
Yeah, I mean, that is not as good of a hold as I was hoping to see from Fast Fourth, but it is certainly difficult. Lenny has been finding some frags, reassuring sign for any of the Fast Fourth fans in chat. Getting some nice kills here and there. Really slowing down SDCK is the best way to put it. We'll see if Fast Fourth is able to push forward at all to try to hold second. We saw such a crazy forward hold by SDCK, but with SDCK having full Uber, not looking good. Here's a bomb from Heather. It's actually going to be a drop. What a play. Getting in high. That's DT getting in for the final frag. Lapi and Dixos both taken down as well. And this is a little ray of hope here for the side of Fast Fourth as they now can really get set up on their second point.
Yeah, they were all looking at the soldier in the skybox, dealt with that, but it was DT Stickies that gets the drop. Gedu dropping that Uber, and now Toy, 95%. They are able to set up a bit of a hold here on second now. They have this more traditional hold we see on second. Sentry watching the card dispenser on that middle rock. And Lenny in position to start popping some heads, but the aggression from SDCK is here already. Dispenser goes down. Blank is going to get a headshot, and now they're just starting to close around, taking this space.
Fish goes for a sap and stab, doesn't find the stab. Lenny down now to Lapi. A couple of frags being traded up both ways, but the Uber out for Fast Fourth, not able to get in. Clark way up in the skybox. Will he crater? He will. Melon and Zukima both getting crater kills, but now going to be nearly full Uber for SDCK, and a big opportunity here is Ether one more time getting onto Gedu. Does not get the force. Now the Uber out intentionally for SDCK, trying to rush forward. Can they find the frags? Melon very weak. The heavy also going to go down here. Not quite. The splash damage from Jackie Legs, losing my words here, is enough to do all the damage needed, and Toy just trying to fearfully run away. Has to be careful to not run into Lapi, who's... Oh, I thought Lapi was on last. They're just respawning. My bad.
I mean, the thing I love there is just when you see SDCK get the bit between their teeth. Buddy with the 2 kills on the respawn. There is just absolute calamity here as there's just so much damage happening. Buddy just so aggressive, always wanting to go forward and get as much done. And they're holding the corner already on third.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh, Mezzo looking for a cheeky stab there, not going to find it, but drawing all the attention has the Deadbringer to get away. There is no gun, there is no pressure from Fast Fourth on this point. They're going to kind of get boxed out here. Mezzo's actually going to win the 1v1 against Rebel as well, so now there's no chance for a gun. Lapi dead means no sniper for the offense, but Blank finally cleaning up the other pick class, both dead for SDCK. And again, still no gun. The Uber going to be in, trying to rush down Toy. Can they find her? Lenny is dead, Buddy is fragging, Toy will get, and now DT has the Uber on him. He's ignoring Buddy for some reason, needs to hit the pipes here, and not actually going to get the frag. The Uber out for Fast Fourth, doesn't really get much, and they are certainly in trouble, just barely slowing down the onslaught from SDCK.
Do you know who's slowing it down? Blank. Blank with the force of nature on the point has completely stopped that car being pushed. Doesn't get up the second ramp because he was just taking people on.
Get who won Ether, please! Oh no! Gedu gets so weak, but doesn't go down. Will escape. No heals for a little bit on the side of SDCK as they continue to try to find their footing going into third. Do I see a gun? Just barely getting up now. And Lenny actually finding a frag here. Mezzo going to be lurking. Blank is trying to be very aggressive, doing some work, playing around elbow, but the cap does come through. 3 points in just under 5 minutes. Now, Fast Sports has been able to slow down SDCK, but definitely not finding any hard stops. And while these Ubers both getting about to 100%, SDCK already taking space up top.
Yeah, just 10% behind it from Gedu, but they're just spamming that sentry. Goes down already. Rebel having to build another one. No heavy just yet. Zukima in the respawn, just coming out now. And this car is being pushed through the tunnel. There's just so much pressure. It's gonna have to be a passive hold for the time being. We're gonna see Buddy taking this Uber, spamming that sentry. It goes down. They're trying to get some damage up top. The counter Uber's gonna come in. Fish goes underneath. DT Blank
Clark
on the chase. But they're just trying to clean up the cab. They're not being able to take top. Oh, Fish with the right step though, and this is actually going Fast Forward's way.
Yeah, Fast Forward here, the team name, getting some good damage, getting some frags. Blank goes in, tries to find a frag, doesn't quite make it out alive. 2 dead, including the engineer for Fast Forward, so no gun to try to slow things down. 20% disat as well, they popped later. Just these traps to contend with, and already the space taken up top by SDCK. They have controlled tiles, and getting that sniper in position, taking away so much space. The cap time is outrageous right now. The heavy just barely stopping. Ejaculate jumps in. He'll find the frag eventually onto Zukima. 3 down for the offense, 1 dead for the defense. Can anyone get on cart soon? Ether is taken down with a nice backstab from Mezzo. And just not really committing to cart here on the side of SDCK. And that's definitely going to be felt in the time. Lenny dead though, CJ means a lot more space available for SDCK.
Yeah, Mezzo was lurking on the spawn untouched, unknowingly, and manages to take down Lenny. So Buddy jumping up into the spawn is going to get the Uber force, jumps back down to the bottom area.
Blank!
But they're defending this car, this Uber. Blank is just running around killing everybody. He goes down eventually, but the most important thing is that car is not being pushed. The objective is not being pushed into the hole, and for that means Fast Forward are just happy to sit and wait.
Yeah, Fast Forward is very happy if no one's on cart. Now some pressure coming in. Will anyone touch? Oh, the spy almost gets there. But that was could have easily been about a 5:30 time, and instead Fast Forward is able to draw it out into a 7:20 to cap all 4. Now, if they're able to cap all the points, I think they might have a chance here. But we'll see with SDCK getting on the defense. If they hold this one, we go to the decider map. And this has certainly been a pretty darn fun match to cast, CJ. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a long time since we've had an EU versus NA show match. I mean, we had I-69 last year. We saw some NA versus EU 6s. But in terms of Highlander, it's been years since we've seen 2 top teams go head-to-head. And inevitably, it does come down to, ping being a bit of an issue. When you've got characters like Pyro and Spy, like, these classes do not do well with having to deal with ping and those slight fluctuations in timings. But it's been really, really entertaining to watch, I have to say. And you know what? Fast Forward definitely, I think, took a leaf out of Exile's book there and adapted a bit for this second round. And it's a pretty decent time, but I don't think it's a time that SDCK are going to be super comfortable with. They know that they can hard hold second like they did in the first round, but I think Fast Forward are going to have something different up their sleeve.
We'll see if they are able to overcome the ping and get us a round win here. Gates are open, Fish looking to get forward, and I don't know, I feel like NA Highlander is pretty stock standard on how they do things. We're going to see the demo and the soldier jumping in, and Blank actually takes down the gun here. A good find, and the Uber force out, so Fast Forward goes from an absolutely abysmal attempt at pushing first in their first offense, and now has full Uber and no level 3 gun to contend with. That's a really good Sackwave Exile. Do you see any flaws in that?
No, I think they were able to adapt to the SDCK forward hold really well. They were understanding where the gun is and how the medic plays forward with his demo, and they were actually able to adapt to that and get that free force like they usually would. And NA Sacks do end up looking exactly like how we just saw, so they were able to use their own match kind of pressure there, yeah.
Mezzo is lurking. The Uber was out for Fast Fourth. Mezzo looking for Toy, not going to find the stab, and instead slammed into a wall and killed. Very brutal death there. And SDCK backing out to second, a point that they full held Fast Fourth on, but no forward hold this time. Fast Fourth going to be taking plenty of space and seemingly in better spirits, better momentum here, CJ. What do you think?
Absolutely, but let's not forget this is exactly the position they were in the first round. And this Uber aggressively from SDCK chasing Troy down. It's going to be May who gets the kill. Clark getting in on the action as well. Zukima is there. A bit of a surprise. Takes down T-Gordon. Will get taken down though. And that's exactly what you want to see from a defending team on second. Jackie jumping forward. Melina DT maybe not in the best position. Lenny's going to go down. And he's going to get blank too. It's just... the thing that SDCK know how to do is just sit back, wait until they've got a good position to push out on, and they had that Uber advantage. They went forward. Toy's still in that respawn queue, and we're kind of deja vuing here. We're back in a similar situation how we were in round one, where Fast Fourth have to try and build up an Uber, get a pick here, and try and break this forward hold that they had so much problems with before.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting now that SDCK has regained the forward hold. They have the full Uber and have the gun. Now the conch popped out as well. Surprised to not see Ether using a banner here, but I think opting instead to be a bit more aggressive, trying to sack in. And that play style might just be favored by Ether compared to the banner play. Melon going to go down, Likey finding his third frag of this life. And honestly, I kind of like the rotation around through the side tunnel here. Zukima trying to just put down a bunch of damage, not going to be able to do it, and Likey finds a nice headshot onto DT. So everything going to stop there for Fast Fourth as they think, again, how can we get through this forward hold from SDCK?
They have the flank down. I mean, May's dead for 5, Jackie for 15 in that respawn queue. So no flank. They can maybe pressure this tunnel a little bit more. Maybe try to find a different angle to go in and get closer to the areas that they actually want to do damage to. Dixos is watching that side tunnel. And it's going to be an Uber from the main tunnel entrance, but Toy's just being launched into the air. And a lot of players are dying, and most of them on the side of Fast Fourth. Clark goes down, so that sentry has been destroyed too. And this could be the opening for maybe just a fast repush here from Fast Fourth, because there's no sentry, there's no NG. They could maybe just take this dry, take the DM fight.
There is a Likey, and Likey's going to be forward peeking and finds Toy. Oh, the domination. Not actually getting one, but absolutely rolling so far. Picking off the medic there, really just shutting down any hope for Fast Fourth to go fast into this play. Fish is going to just stand there and die after getting caught out, and it all crumbles again for Fast Fourth. Really struggling, although a little bit of hope in that push. They did find a few frags, see if they're able to adjust and make something happen.
Yeah, at this point in time, it feels almost like Fast Fourth are just saying, you know what, if we just go in and keep trading, then the respawns will be to our benefit, and maybe we can do something there. But that kill onto Toy is absolutely massive, getting with 100% now. So they have to try and deal with this. Fish tries to go for the sap, but too obvious with his approach, just gets pushed away. Lenny's going to get taken down by Buddy, who's so far forward. Look at him. He's so far forward. They're just going to take down Toy. This is just absolute BM. No respect shown to their opponents as Toy goes down again. This Uber, just a solo Uber onto the demo going forward. The disrespect being shown here, Exile. What is going on? Like, what do they need to do? Is this doable?
At this point, I don't think in the mental state of Fast Fourth it's doable, because I think they're just trying. They tried things that worked out and they were like able to adapt like quickly like that, but then they just didn't execute it properly, in my opinion. And if we're taking anything out of my own notebook here, CJ, they really just didn't calculate certain things about their pushes, and they just rushed them, and I just feel like they're under that pressure the entire time, and they're not able to take that pressure away from SDCK whatsoever. And I think the Buddy knows that by taking Ubers exactly like how he just did into their own first, when the Fast Fourth has first already controlled.
Well, 100% forget it. Again, Likey down though. Likey down, getting taken down with the rockets. Maybe this is the opening. They don't have to worry about getting headshot. Jackie Legs also gets taken down by DT. So they don't have Uber quite yet. 15% away, but Lenny is starting to peak. Maybe he can get an opening here for his team. This is the biggest chance they've had, but less than 130 left on the clock. Godfather, they're going to have to get on the cart and fast.
You gotta get on the cart. The good news is that Curtis out of tunnel. Rebel's going to be getting onto it, getting it tapped for just a little bit. The Ubers are exchanged overhill so far. Fast forward, finding a few frags. Buddy is dead. Lenny with a big find there. No defensive gun either. SDCK. Oh no! Coming right back in and finding some frags. Lenny is dead, as is Rebel. And with 1 minute left, I don't think it's possible anymore. So SDCK will take this half.
Yeah, it's Jova, as they say. It's going to be going the way of SDCK. And you know what? We saw domination from Fast Fourth on product, their server, their map pick. 4-0 on product, absolutely destroying Blank, going crazy. But SDCK taking it to their home turf, their server, their rules, and their map pick. 90%, like over 90% win rate on upward rounds, and they're showing why this is such a strong map for them. And they're going to tie up this series 1-1. We're seeing some big performances out of their big names as well. Going on to Vigil, and honestly, from what we've seen, it could go either way.
It could really go either way. The real question is, are we going to NA server for Vigil first or EU server? We're going to NA first. I'm hearing from our producer Wiethoofd. So we will see Fast Forward playing some payload with good ping. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the cast. We are here ready for Map 3. We're on to Vigil. It is the decider. We're going to have one half on the North American server, one half on EU, and whoever sets the fastest offense time, they get their server for the deciding round. If we get there, we'll see. But a quick shout out to everybody who's been gifting subs, subscribing themselves. I think we've had like 30 in the past hour. Huge shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for that. That's just so terrific to see. Exile, we have a little bit of time here. What were we just talking about?
So what we're talking about is fast fourth kind of performance in history on this map. I'm not fairly sure about Vigil being a map being played in ETF2L, but I do have experience in NA, obviously, because of my NA experience. So fast fourth is taking a liking to payload map Vigil over even upward, actually. So I think they'd have more of a preference on a map like this, or maybe even Swiftwater. But we're talking about Vigil today. In previous, actually, fast fourth has had amazing victories on this map, and I mean the last time I played, which is the first kind of iteration of our roster we're looking at today, week 3 of that season, they actually had a 2-0 victory against the #1 seeded team that season, which was like a fantastic win and a kind of a good showcase of this team's skill on this map. So we're going to be very interested in seeing today how they are able to perform against a team like SDCK, who has that payload experience, that decades of kind of the victories on a map like Upward, how they would kind of pair against Fast Fourth and their kind of reign of terror on this map. And we're looking very similar in terms of SDCK's conquering of that Upward, but we've also kind of claimed this map as Fast Fourth's map, so I'm very excited to see how they perform on this one.
Well, we will see shortly. Again, this is the North American Chicago server, so much better ping for Fast Fourth, with the exception of Blank, but Mezzo taken down by the sticky trap debt, and the doors have opened. CJ, we're seeing a pretty aggressive play from the red team on this cliffside here. Not something I see too much in North America.
It's not something I see too much in general, like in the European scene, but then again, Vigil, like Exile said, it's not a massively sort of experienced map in Europe. We have played it over the past few seasons, and it is becoming more of a staple, fairly popular. But in terms of SDCK, this is not a map that they have a lovely history on, like Upward. In fact, last week was an ETF2 official, and they lost against Gaki Gabagool or something. I can't remember the team's name, but they lost that match. So they're playing this map on the back of losing to another European
Mezzo
team.
looking for a stab. Oh, gonna get caught out there. The Ubers were exchanged, CJ, and not really finding much on the side of SDCK. Sorry to interrupt. Continue.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying it's not a map that they're used to playing against European teams. So playing against this hold is going to be something completely alien. as we could see there. But this aggression is working out well, and this is a risky hold from
very risky. Like, you do not see this in
high risk,
regular,
high reward, though, right?
Right. If you can hold this, this is similar in potency to forward holding on upward 2, in the same sense that if you get run over, you're really in trouble and you're definitely going to lose the point. We do have the bats back up in the hands of Ether. That's going to get popped out, and Melon doing a good job on Pybro, keeping everything unsapped. DT going down here. Now some soldiers up in the air. A big bomb from Ether, and that's Kedu going down. What a bomb. Gets in, gets the frag. We see a few dying for Fast Forward, and the cart moving up here for SDCK. The gun now dead, and things getting a bit scrappy. Jackie Legs trying to get in. Buddy Ult's going to get some damage, and Melon and Toy both going to fall to the damage from the explosive classes. SDCK opening things up. High risk, high reward for the defense, and they are going to be out to 2. Mezzo lurking, looking for Lenny. Can he find 2? Just going to get 1 so far, and a nice direct from Ether will keep their demo alive. But what an exciting opening there after the forward hold is shattered.
Absolutely, and this is the reason why in Europe we don't usually see teams investing that much on the first point, because they feel the second point is such a strong point to actually gain quite a bit of time on. But Fast Forward have basically just given up the second hold. They're not going to get any time from it whatsoever. They're very, very far back, only 25% is ad. And that means Rebel actually died there, so there's no sentry being built.
Needs defend card. Ether! Fish and Ether doing their pass. Melon's going to find some damage as well. They're just barely going to hold on here. Like he gets Tsukima, but that's really a late death. I mean, the DT and Fish, but no, Jackie Legs gets in and gets Toy. And that's really going to just absolutely open things up for SDCK. Fast Forward might commit a little bit of resources here to the point, but honestly, I want to see the engineer get out and get that gun set up on 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, a bit of a risk as the Uber's going to come in here. May launched forward, but not much being taken down. Fish and Blank on really the players who will be taken down with an Uber. That sentry will get cleaned up, and I think the cap will go down.
Oh, defense coming in. Kedu's dead. A big play from the soldier. Ether is getting some frags. He's on a 4K right now. Will finally go down 2 points in 337. And while Toy does live, many falling for the side of Fast Forward, and they won't have a gun set up for 3 here, nor will they have any space taken away. Look at this aggression from SDCK, and this is on North American servers.
Yeah, this is not what we normally see from a defending team on Vigil. Teams are just much more respectful. They just sit back and say, hey,
stabs.
We know what's going on. But no, T-Board and Buddy both going down. A bit of MGE happening. Jackie Legs coming on top. Toy does have 60%. Like he goes down to Lenny. Maybe a bit of chance to stabilize for Fast Forward here, as they are getting some frags, and that car has stopped moving for the time being. But it's extremely chaotic. This is going back and forth, and it does look like Fast Forward wants to see some sort of forward hold here.
Yeah, I'd like to see Fast Forward trying to get back into this. They have the Uber out. May is going to be lurking in the back line, trying to get out through underneath. The Heavy now rotating there, going to draw some attention for this Uber. Now fully expended. Blank and Melon both dead, trading up for Dixos, finding the Heavy. That's certainly some damage in the combo, but full Uber for SDCK here. They're coming around the corner, getting that level 2 gun down quick and early. Toy needs to not go down here. Very dangerous spot to be in. Kind of stuck in the corner, but the reflex are on point, and now pressuring forward is the defense. Fast Forward trying to retake a little bit of space. The cart getting up the hill. The rollback time is right there. They need to make a play, and they're so far not quite able to keep people off the cart. Dixos putting out so much damage. T-Borden's going to get very low, but not go down. And now Dixos finds so many frags. 518 through 3, getting ready to push into last here. And where is the medic? All the way out to spawn, and the engineer just getting set up. SDCK honestly setting a very aggressive time. I thought we might see a bit of a full hold from Fast Forwards, but opting for a very risky first hold doesn't really play well for them, I think.
No, they're committing very hard to every defense, every single point. They're throwing bodies on the cart, trying to buy as much time as possible. Every second seems to count for them, which is not what we see on the defense normally. In ETF2L, we see teams, very calmly, collectively backing away and trying to rebuild for the next point.
Big play, Buddy! Oh, Buddy almost gets big damage into the corner. Ceejaey, but not able to secure the frag. He is opting for the lock and load. What do you think of that pick on demo?
lock and load is something we've been seeing in Europe more and more recently. This past season or two, demos deciding to go for the lock and load just for that kind of, I don't know, for that damage, for that sentry kind of potential. It's a choice, and you know what? It seems to be working for a lot of players, so I'm not going to argue with them. But I think the real big question is, how are SDCK going to break down this whole going for sacks don't really work too well. Trying to get a sniper in might be the cause for some damage to Toy, but at the moment,
Lanny has been absolutely popping off here. The Uber out for the defense. Unideal, honestly. With full Uber now, SDCK has an opportunity to get in here. 5:18 through 3, and it's been a bit since we've seen third cap. So this time, getting steeper and steeper in number. The Uber going to be out here. The defensive Bats back up, doing a little bit of work, trying to work their way around as Fast4 doing a full rotation here. They need to get ready to go into cart. Kind of getting trapped out by the spam from the demo. Toy in a bit of trouble. Just DT there. Now Plank doing his best. Can Ether make the frags happen? Lenny is the last one standing, and that's going to be 7:20, which I think we might have seen a 7:20 time earlier this match. But that is, not blazing fast, not super slow. Exile, what do you think of that time?
Honestly, that time is pretty weak in my opinion. Usually you see, like we said earlier, stronger holds on second, and that's kind of where we talked about this earlier before the stream became live again. We were talking about how second you kind of get a lot of your time from that point, but unfortunately they weren't even able to hold second. So that's a lot of. Imagine if we traded we had 7 minutes here, but we had an extra 4 or 5 minutes from a second hold. That would have been a very good time, actually, in all honesty, but. They just weren't able to do it, and I think it's because of their over-aggressive playstyle right now. They are doing these forward holds that are pretty commonplace in NA. Unfortunately, they are just not syncing it up properly. They lose Toy on a lot of these holds. Even like on first, they lost Toy to Buddy from a play from behind, kind of on the flank side, and on second, they did have that really, really strong recommit, but then Jackalegs found Toy again. So like, what we need to start understanding here is kind of get the wins that we can, but don't get too greedy. Like get our victories, but don't take too much from the pot. You know what I mean? A lot of just unfortunate things happening with Toy, and they are just not even able to build their gun half the time. Rebel has to leave to the next point, build their gun on that point, and we just need more kind of coordination. And if someone on their team can just call the play safe for a second, that's what they need to do.
Gates are open here, and Fast4 needs to beat a 7:20, and again, whichever team sets the fastest offensive time, they get home field advantage for half 3 if needed, I suppose. So very important for Fast4 to get out of the gates here quickly. They're opting, I believe, just going up onto Cliff, rotating around, really pushing forward, but doesn't look like SDCK is going to make the same decision to hold first at all. Likey actually getting pretty weak, doesn't go down. Instead, it's Lenny down, so no sniper for the offense here, CJ.
No, and this is what we're much more used to seeing in Europe, in a very, very passive sentry, passive players, holding back, really, really just basically giving up the first point, not wanting to lose any player of any importance, and just kind of relax and get that hard hold on second, try and get as much time there as possible, which is not what we saw from Fast4. They got a lot more time on first, but they just didn't have a second hold at all. Obviously, that just goes completely out the window if you don't see a decent hold from SDCK on this second point.
This is the most important one for sure. Lenny going to open things up a little bit here, picking it off May. And Cart's going to start getting out of tunnel. I'm not expecting to see a push over hill, but it may happen anyway. Ether's going to be jumping in for sure, getting good damage in. Medic is in trouble. The Uber going to be used out, and a 3-man sack is successful. Turns into a 4-man. That's Ether dies in the Uber. But a really good sack wave in there for the side of Fast4, and now they have full Uber ad and just a level 2 gun defensively. Also, Fish lurking in the background might have an opportunity to get onto Gedu here.
Yeah, Gedu at 25%, maybe going for the sentry would be a better option. It's only level 2, like you said, but if you disable that, it would be huge.
Uber in.
Waiting in the corner, doesn't actually, does go for the sap, like he's going to go down to this Uber. The rest of the players have backed up. Clark getting cleaned up by DT, but those are the only 2 players going down, and it looks like the repush is coming in.
Oh, Toy's going to get collapsed on in the back line here. 3 were behind for SDCK. The cap does come through 5 minutes left, but at what cost? As so many are dead. Ether does clean up a frag, and there are many dead on the side of SDCK. Their medic, not one of those fallen. So big Uber ad here, as well as an engineer living, getting that gun up. It'll be a big opportunity for SDCK to take even more time off the clock, and Fastforth needs to figure out something here so they can get a good time.
Yeah, they're holding this corner already, and it does look like, I mean, Gedu has that Uber. They're able to hold this. They shouldn't be giving this up for free. Jackie's going to go for a bomb around, trying to get some damage, and the force does come in. But Gedu has to use that Uber. I'm not sure what actually was the catalyst for that Uber being used, but look at Fastforth. They back away. They kite it really, really well, all the way back to second, and now Toy has 75% in the bank, 4:10 left on the clock, and that is plenty of time to play with for the lasting points.
But again, it's not just enough time. They need to set a fast time so they can have an opportunity to have home field for the deciding round if we get there. Blank and Lenny both taking down 2 hit scan classes that have put in a ton of work on throughout this entire match. Uber going to be coming in. Toy popping, getting forward is Ether. Can they get onto Gedu? Not quite. And while the heavy head glitches around, Dixos is in the corner. Zugim is going to go down. So now a couple falling. The cap does come through onto third point. 3:37 left. You really want to start getting a good time here. And Toy is down to Mezzo. Certainly slowing things down. SDCK, I personally think, are in a really good spot. Exile, what do you think?
This is a very good situation actually for SDCK. Yeah, 320 is a good amount of time to hold on last for SDCK. Like, they only have realistically what, like 2 or 3 Ubers on the side of Fastforth to try to secure this win somehow, but let's see how SDCK plays this. They can play with their Uber and their meta because Gedu just died actually, so they're gonna have a little bit of disab, but it's not too big, so even if they get that level 3 up, they can always kite their Uber and still be able to hold last.
We will see what happens. CJ, this is going to be a push around the corner, but good damage there from Jackie Legs. He's got his bats back up fully in hand. He's going to pop that out, maybe play aggressively here.
Yeah, they're trying to take control of this corner. They have 2:45 left on the clock. I just have to say, Melon there saved that third point because Fastforth were completely crumbling. They had so many weak players, but one rocket got reflected by Melon. Jackie Legs, if had hit it on the car, would have killed 3 players, but that reflect saved it, and it meant that they got the cap. And you know, SDCK, I feel, were banking on defending that cap and holding it for slightly longer. So at the moment, Fastforth using the super into last could try and seal it out now. Getting only 94%, has to back away into spawn, has the charge now. They're going to use it straight away. Only 3 players left alive. There's an absolute nuke.
What an Uber, a counter Uber from SDCK. A really good job by Gedu staying alive through that. And we don't see the medic go down, so the Uber comes out. SDCK get good kills there. Fish does take out like he dies for it. But nice to see the pick classes finding one, especially taking down a really talented sniper here. And this looks like a rotation around through Big Door, maybe to flank, but Mezzo's just waiting there, picks off Lenny, and will live for it.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. Just be disruptive as a spy on this point. Don't let the plays, but May, Buddy, both going down here. And those are players that you kind of want alive. Buddy's just been pumping out so much damage. 125 left on the clock now. And Gedu does have a smidgen of advantage, about 20%. Lenny peeking around the corner. Now we'll get the body shot.
Wow.
And that's going to be a drop that's absolutely
Toy in trouble.
Massive.
Oh, Toy gets down to 9 health, maybe a little lower than that. May will find the frag at the last moment. The medic's dead on both sides, and Fastforth had a big opportunity there, but kind of throws it all away. The gun is dead. Here's a bomb from Ether, getting in, getting good damage. So many people falling here as there's just 54 seconds. SDCK has turned this into a great last hold. Oh, a nice shot up close by Lenny. He's on a 5K right now, and Gedu and May are the only 2 contesting the card. Can they find some frags? Jackie Legs in the background as well. Everybody from Fastforth is kind of just spinning around, looking for the right person to shoot at. Just need to play on the card. 35 seconds here. Again, the fastest time is most important. Toy, just play the card. That will be it. So what's that? A 650 approximately after a 720. 30 seconds left. So that is the time set by Fastforth.
I mean, I think we're going to be talking about only the attacking phase. So it'll be when we get into the second round, we'll see the team's attacking phase, which one of those is going to be faster. But yeah, I mean, 30 seconds left on the clock. That's incredibly close. I was not expecting it to be that close. I did think the ping difference was going to be huge. And you know what, not to be that guy that's going to be biased in the cast. But we did see SDCK put up pretty good fight on product on a lot of those rounds. We saw, you know, some pretty close, you know, few seconds, 30 seconds left on here. Upward was completely one-sided. So do you feel, Exile, bringing you in here, do you feel in round 2 we're going to see SDCK come into their own with like the better ping? Like, because that was an incredibly close first round.
Yeah, actually, you know what I feel like? That was a very close first round on an NA server. SDCK held that so closely. Even their offense was a 7-minute time. And in my opinion, that's like a very, very, very good offensive time. So it's probably in the back of the minds now. Actually, I guess it'd be on the forefront of Fast Fourth players' minds. Like, wow, on our own server, SDCK had such an amazing offense against us, but we had an even better one with our server ping. How is it going to play out going into the next server on EU's ping, European team's ping here? And like, now they're under that kind of cutthroat situation. Like, okay, now we gotta beat their time with worse ping, like how they did to us, but they had a really, really good offense. So we can already tell the pressure that Fast Fourth is already feeling. I'm not too sure if we have time right now, but if we can take a look at the logs here, I see Dixalt having an amazing game, actually, playing the heavy of SDCK, having overall the highest KD of every player in the server, and I can see it from his performance. Every defense they had on the side of SDCK, he was able to hold out, put pressure to the cart, and stay alive. And usually heavies would just be too afraid to peek, but he was peeking and getting those kills for his team every single time. So that's very impressive to see. And you know, like you said earlier, there were so many situations where the cart was so close to getting capped, or it did end up getting capped by like just a smidge, because some player on either team was able to just get that cart time with like the last amount of their health points and just cap that completely. Melon with that amazing reflect, Rebel with the amazing cap time on third offense, and just even on that last point, there was so much to win the round for Fast Fourth. They were just able to get that really close last push just because of that cart time they were getting, and that is an amazing thing to see for sure.
We'll have to see what happens on European ping, whether SDCK can bring this back. So like Godfather said, the team that has the best attacking time, sort of in that first phase, will get to pick the server. So it was 720 attacking time for SDCK on the first server. So if Fast Fourth attack faster than 720 and SDCK win the round, then the third... the third half. Yeah, I was going to say third.
Yeah, it's the third half.
Yeah, the third half.
Math.
Yeah, it basically determines what server, and we've seen so far that it has been pretty crucial in terms of ping. You know, not to put too much of a dampener on it, it has been a fantastic show match. But watching some of these players play with 160, you can feel the struggle, and we'll have to see what happens on this second round. But Vigil, I don't know if this is too much, but I feel this has been the closest map. Based on that one round, this has been the closest one so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, XL, I want to hear your opinion and just maybe some insight. Do you reckon the forward hold is like a team secret that they were trying to pull out? Like, that's such a risky play for the NA team there, and in my opinion, it doesn't really pay off very well.
Well, how I feel about it is they actually were doing it pretty well. They weren't losing, they even ended up killing Gedu a few times while still doing the forward hold. They were able to get the picks they needed to without losing anyone too important. Like, even with DT dying in one of those forward hold situations, they were still able to hold their ground in that forward position. The problem with the forward hold, in my opinion, is like, you really don't want to try and full hold the first point. You want to keep pressure until you get ready for that second hold, because second hold is going to be the way more important point to hold, in my opinion. Like CJ says, SDCK is going to play more of a passive position on first, so they can get that strong second hold, right? But I feel like what Fast Fourth is doing is they want to keep that first hold as long as possible without considering the fact that we got our wins on first. Let's go and hold the next point, right? So if they can somehow kind of situate themselves with the transitioning to the next point at some point, then the first hold would make a lot of sense, in my opinion.
We're going to have to see whether there's going to be some adjustments in strats. I do think SDCK coming into this had a bit of an expectation of what to face on this map, and maybe that forward hold kind of just, threw them out a little bit and, gave them a bit of a surprise on first. So it gave them something to think about. I think sometimes that is crucial in these rounds. I mean, that could have been the difference, because that first hold took a while to break down. And okay, maybe the second hold took a little bit, was a lot easier to take as a result. But I do think if you bring out these strats in a match like this, it could be the determining factor on whether you get the victory or not. Let's not forget, this is basically entire match point now. If Fast at Fourth win this second round on Vigil, then they're going to be winning this show match. They're going to be winning it 2-1. But if SDCK win the round, they're going to tie up Vigil and force it to a third deciding round on a third deciding map. Godfather, which way do you think it's going to go?
For this round, with SDCK having their own ping, I mean, the thing that I've noticed looking at the ping, I mean, being able to see them live in server, so the North American teams ping on EU servers is worse than EU ping on North American servers, which I think has been really tough. I mean, averaging like 150 maybe ping for Fast Fourth right now. It's very difficult. So I think SDCK probably has this half. The question is who's going to set the faster time, and that really will be likely who wins the game. So I'm excited to see Fast Fourth, see if they can get a good time here, hopefully play some clean TF2 and pull one out and make it happen.
We'll have to see. We're not seeing any forward hold shenanigans coming out of SDCK at the moment. And just to reiterate, the team that, if we do go to a third, the team that had the fastest attacking phase will be deciding what server to play on. So the time to aim for Fast Fourth is 7:20. If it takes them longer than 7:20 and SDCK wins the round, we'll be staying on a European server. But that is something for us to worry about in the future. Right now, it's all going to be about those picks coming out of Fast Fourth on this first round. Let's get some hype in chat. Thank you for all the subs tonight. It has been absolutely crazy in chat. I hope you guys have been enjoying this show match. We're going to kick it off. Godfather, what are you seeing?
Seeing pretty stock standard stuff from the side of SDCK. Got that the gun a little bit more aggressive than it tends to be with EU, but an early pick by Mezzo onto Lenny, and now that Det comes in, takes out DT. Ether also falling. 3 down early for Fast Fourth, trying to make something happen up on the flank. It's really just Jackie Legs and May holding down this cliffside. Dixos also in support there, and Fish and Blank trying to make something happen here. Fish is in the backline looking for a decloak here. Be hiding around the corner. Here's the decloak getting in onto the sniper. Good find there. Doesn't get the sap, but the gun is pulled back, and that's really going to open things up. There are traps on the first point. You got to be careful. Those traps can be dead, and they're difficult to see. We'll see if it gets a 3K here as the cart rounds the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of kills that you probably won't want to give away as the defending team, and that respawn on Dixos just got reset by about 8 seconds. So no heavy on second. That's an anti-aircraft gun you probably want in preparation for the sacks coming in. Lenny getting the snipe onto May as well is another hit scan class you probably want to defend your medic, and the sacks were really, really effective from Fast Fourth in the previous round, but they're not taking advantage of the player ad. They're just going to chill and maybe wait for some picks, wait for the players to get in position as that cart is rolling forward, and just kind of like a default hold coming in as the Ubers are going to come in.
Ubers are going to come out. We see not much space taken by Fast Fourth. Don't get the gun down. Don't get any frags. Lenny taken out. Fish going to find Likey in return. A couple of frags in favor of SDCK as many players go down on the side of Fast Fourth, including Toy getting chugged all the way up. It's just Lenny alive. It's basically a full wipe on second. And SDCK certainly setting a good defensive example here on 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Toy going down means a 40% ad for Gedu, and look how far forward they are right now. T-Board and Buddy just trying to make some space for Likey, so he has a bit of a sideline to go for those snipes. And actually, it looks like a bit of pressure coming in from Thomas Tsukima, and he just comes in.
Ether. Oh.
Not enough.
DT also was on the flank inside tunnel, getting very weak there. Wasn't coordinated on the timing well enough to really make an impact there. Sad to see, and Mezzo is lurking in the backline. I'm expecting to see a frag here. It's going to be at least one onto Melon. Just wasn't looking, and did May just kill Lenny with bleed?
Yes.
Exquisite.
That's what we like to see, the different kill icons in the kill feed, using all the weapons TF2 has to offer. But JackieLeg's dead. He is a big player for them on this point, watching that tunnel, so someone else will have to take that responsibility while he's in the respawn queue. It's going to be an Uber used in through that tunnel. The sentry is being spammed down a lot. The Wrangle saves it, and it's going to be Buddy just tanking that Uber in tunnel, just saying, you want to get through here, you got to get through me and my array of explosives, and nobody dies in that exchange, although Epic comes in, DT as well. A lot of pressure coming in.
Gunsapped is going to go down. Now the medic very weak. Does get to escape. It looks like they will, just barely. The shot doesn't connect from Lenny, but this cart will start getting pushed around the corner. Lenny looking for a quick shot onto the sniper, doesn't quite find it. DT taking space, and we'll see what the time is. 3:48 through 2. Ether, not the time I wanted to see from Fast Fourth here.
It's
sorry, Exile. I said Ether.
Exile in the room with us. Like, go for Exile. What are we seeing so far?
Well, so I mean, 3:48 on a second push is actually pretty good, but like what we're trying to worry about here is getting that better time that SDCK did in their first half, which was around 7:20, I think. So Fast Forward definitely has to kick it into overdrive if they want to somehow get a better time on the offense, so they can choose their own server. And I think what you said earlier was true, Godfather, that NA has much worse ping in terms of EU players do on their NA server, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely having an impact. It's been messy for all players involved. The Ubers were exchanged there. Some crits in the hand of Clark on NG is going to absolutely sit down blank there, and this offense really struggling to find their footing, find some space. They went for a bit of a fight over by Burger, didn't really get anywhere. The flank holding for the defense here, and SDCK really looking clean here.
Where's Burger? I'm sorry.
But sorry, there's a sign called Fremmy's Burgers. It's over by locker room on the flank.
Okay, I just thought it was hilarious that you called something Burger during the NA versus EU show match.
It's the call out, I swear.
We're seeing the conch come in from JackieLegs here, and it's just equal Ubers at the moment. It seems like Fast Forth just want to go for these trades on third, but the cart just isn't in a position to really support that at the moment. You need an advantage. The Ubers used really, really early. Dixos is actually hiding around the corner. They don't know that he's been found out now. But
DT's in trouble.
Sandwich.
Oh Lord, and now this positioning over on the flank is really limited because there's no demo getting spam in. JackieLegs gets some spam of his own. Buddy taken down, but so many falling on the other side. Fast Forward really struggling getting this car up the hill a little bit. Flank not able to do it, and I heard a medic take some damage, but so many frags going both ways here, CJ.
Yeah, T-Borden's on the cart now, just trying to like keep them off it. DT is there. There's a sentry just pushing people away, but Buddy on the respawn gets 2 kills on the cart there. Fish, blank, like he takes down Melon as they're trying to push the cart here, but they just cannot get it up. They've managed to get it up the ramp, but they can't get it onto the points, and that's the thing that for me was where the round was lost for SDCK in the previous one, because they let that third cap go down when they invested heavily onto it. This time around, it's still, a small Uber ad for them. Fish tries to go for a sneaky cap, but not going to be able to do it. Fast Forward going to have another bite at the cherry.
Yeah, really, really crucial moment here for the side of Fast Forward. I wish they didn't have to use, but they will. And now, 720, I don't think it's possible for the side of Fast Forward to set a better time than 720, so we will likely be on an EU server for round 3. That is, of course, if we get there, as there still is a whole second round to this half. Zuhima takes so much space there, but does go down, but the real frag is Fish finding Gedu there, the medic down for SDCK, and a really big opportunity for Fast Forth to try to keep things moving here.
Yeah, really big pick from Fish. That could spell quite a lot. I mean, we're talking about faster attacking times, but this round is still completely up for grabs, and it could just be a 2-0 for Fast Fourth here, and they could take the third map. But they have 80% as Gedu respawns. It's such a big advantage. There is a level 2 up on those crates, but it's going to have to be a lot of kiting and a lot of good placement coming in from SDCK if they're going to withstand this Uber. It does look like DT and
Fish
Blank
and
are going to
spawn.
take the move.
Fish decloak gets the sniper, and now a bomb coming in from Ether. Can they find some frags? Gedu is dead. Ether does it, but no, nobody's on the card. We need ×3 for the side of Fast Fourth, and this is basically going to be a team wipe. Buddy, really the only one left there, but now Mage, with the help of Jackie Legs, trying to be a hero here, and the Spy just getting in. Will we see the cap? We do an 8-16. A big opportunity for SDCK here.
Big opportunity. I mean, they just need to do what they did on an American server, and they're going to force it to a third, and they're going to keep it on a European server. But that doesn't mean it's a guaranteed win. You know, Fast Fourth still looking pretty good here. I mean, Exile, weigh in on this. Like, what did you see here? You know, are Fast Fourth playing well, or SDCK? Like, who's got the edge at the moment?
I do think that Fast Fourth was playing pretty well compared to their first half in that. I do see a lot of players making a lot of plays that they would normally go for on their normal ping. Like after getting that medic pick on Gedu at the end there was really good to see. He got so deep with his bomb, getting into the spawn shutter and hitting that direct on him. You'd think that'd be a possible bomb to do on 180 ping, but Ether finds a way always. I guess he has 120 ping, but it's still very hard to do on that ping, right? We did see a better third push than their first half, in my opinion, so that is pretty good to see that they are making those small adjustments. Even though they are on a worse ping, they are like doing kind of what they can. Yeah, I just feel like they did change up their second push a little bit. I feel like their second push could have been a lot better, but they ended up getting the time on second pretty decently, but I think that's where a lot of that time came from, which is why they weren't able to really get that kind of better push that SDCK did in their first half.
We're not seeing the forward hold coming in the same way, but there is a sentry from Rebel that goes down immediately. Godfather, what is this? Are they just trying to just surprise us where they're going to put the sentry?
I think, maybe.
That's exactly what it is. I think Rebel's trying to get a sneaky kill with it.
Yeah, can you find one and then rebuild in time? I mean, it looks like they're able to rebuild in time, and I say that and the gun goes down, so big opportunity for the SDCK offense here to get forward. It's going to be a very fast push through one.
Yeah, I mean, the cap is going to go down. Dixel's already through the tunnel. We'll go down to DT, though, Blank.
Buddy in trouble. Oh, Buddy goes down.
Yeah, that's really going to slow things up. That's going to give Fast Fourth time. Rebel getting a level 1 up already, and if they were able to just go in with Buddy without a sentry, that's so much damage that just gets laid down onto the combo as opposed to that building. But in comes Jackie, throws one rocket, flies straight out again, and Toy's like, what was that?
Yeah, I agree. I think Toy was like, wait, did something just happen? And it was Jackie Legs almost killing you. You got to be careful. The gun is going to get sapped. May up on that high ground. Uber out for the defense. Jackie Legs all the way up in the skybox right now, and with no Uber in hand for SDCK, that's going to be another hold, and Ether gets that Bats backup out really big in these post-fight situations, and Lenny finds a nice cleanup kill onto Clark. Nice headshot there. Look how far up Blank is playing. I mean, talk about playing aggressively. That's all the way up onto Cliff. There's some traps set there on Cliff. This could be a kill right onto Dixos.
Oh, he stopped him just in time. Yeah, they were just pushing. They knew that Gedu didn't use the Uber. They backed away, and now still has 100%. They're going to use this Uber over hill. The gun is sapped, gets taken down. That lock and load coming into great effect. They're just going to be pushing the back here. Fast Fourth really far back. Jackie Legs.
Jackie Legs.
He's behind. Oh, he goes down to Lapi.
What a nice shot there. Ether looking for Gedu. It's a 1v1 against the medic. And will lose it. Actually, May comes in, finds the frag. This cart not moving, but no Uber building for Fastsport. They're going to be in a lot of trouble here.
He gets robbed of the 6k. He has 5 kill. He almost gets Lenny as well. Just jumping behind and being an absolute monster. Just saying, hey, if you want to like fight, you can fight. You've got an Uber in front of you, but you've got a Jackie Legs behind you.
Mezzo onto DT. Easy stab for Mezzo. Just getting a nice decloak location, and now no defensive demo man. Gotta be a big bomb here from Ether, getting forward. The reflex are there. Fish with a stab onto Dixos, taking away a little bit of space. Lenny looks for a quick scope, doesn't quite find it. 2 down for the offense, 3 down for the defense, and that's Likey finding the kill onto the sniper, winning that SBS. Wow!
That is insane! He does a wall pogo, hits a rocket onto Blake and air shots and just deletes him from the game. Oh my word, absolutely turning up in the show match. Ubers are going to be traded on the point. The car is already up the ramp. It just needs to push onto the point here, Godfather. 4:45 left for them to push onto the last point. They could win this round, but they're definitely winning in terms of inflicting mental torture on their opponents.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just such a style. That's a crazy play. You see that once in a blue moon. Really good stuff from Jackie Legs. That's why I have a poster of him on my wall, as you mentioned earlier. It's life size too. Love to see such a dominant soldier playing and really making a show for us in this show match. Blake is dead for the defense, not able to control the flank as well as Fastsport might have liked. It's going to be a very tall task to try to hold this even Uber situation, and a leveled gun for SDCK. What do you think of that pick?
It's an interesting one. I mean, maybe just retreating back, going for the force and not allowing them to take too much space. They like to get aggressive on that first point, but I'm not sure if it's going to be needed too much. Maybe they're going to push it forward as the Ubers are going to be traded here. And Clark does, in fact, move it up onto the car. So now there are people pushing in front of you, and a wrangled level 2 as Clark gets body shot by Lenny, though. So it could mean nothing, but it's really going to defend the car.
Tsukiba, they have to be huge here. They're going to find a couple of frags, actually. Dixos and Jackie Legs both taken down, but now they die to the stab, and SDCK will secure the half here. And even things up. We're going to the decider, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, that was plenty of time left on the clock, at least for another 2 or 3 pushes. SDCK coming out strong on this second round. And like we've been saying, if it is all square, it comes down to whoever had the faster attacking time.
Between the medics and the pyros for both teams, 1 frag.
I think we can see that the winning factor was getting that 1 kill on SDCK's side. That's why they won that half, I think.
So true. Looks like we're going live, and we are, of course, on SDCK's server here. The decider of the show match, the number 2 team in North America versus the perennial best team in Europe. I mean, SDCK is, 14 titles to their name. Fastsport, 2-time runner-ups. And SDCK now has an opportunity there on their own server. Going to make something happen here. It'll be a fun one. CJ, you got to be excited, huh?
I'm excited, honestly. Like, coming into this game, I was like, oh, it's got to go all 3. Like, it's got to go best of 3 all the way. And then when it was 4-0 on product, I was like, okay, you know, this is not looking too spicy. But, I mean, we had some close rounds on product. We saw some hard holds on upward. And so far on Vigil, it's been close. It's been close both ways, and it's going to go to the distance. The third and final round, we couldn't have had a longer game if we tried. And that does mean the bragging rights are all there to be claimed. It's going to be SDCK in the blue attacking first and Fast Fourth defending. And I'm honestly, I'm a little disappointed because their sentry is just in the default position this time.
Yeah, I don't think Fastsport wants to risk anything fancy here. It all comes down to this, quite literally. Bragging rights on the line here. SDCK looking to keep the European pride strong here. Fastsport trying to, I guess, get an upset. Jackie Legs way up in the skybox. Could be landing onto Lenny here. Doesn't find the frag, but does get the gun down. As well as, I believe, the Dispenser lives, so no gun for the defense. Now Lenny dead as well. Couple of frags in favor of SDCK. They just need to set a good time here and then count on their defense to win the match.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy gets the sentry down first time, Jackie gets down the second time, Mezzo gets Likey, DT gets taken down. There's a lot of frags going in here. This is very reminiscent of the previous round. The difference was that time that they lost Buddy and they weren't able to push forward, but this time Buddy is alive and well. He is spamming that sentry. Lenny trying to get some snipes, but Fast Forward are pushed so far back here. The car is still being pushed. 51 seconds for that first point, but Toy is on the dispenser, doesn't have very many players for company, but Buddy and Dixel's going down. Means this Uber is going to be nowhere near as effective as it could be. Jackie jumps in.
Onto Toy! Doesn't find it. Now Mezzo could just decloak and pistol down the soldier. Doesn't find the opportunity. And that's a second hold here coming in for Fast Forth. They'll try to do it again. 2 frags in favor of the defense right now. Neither pick class alive for SDCK. And Fast Forth can take this a little bit more calmly as looks like Buddy wants to take some space over hill.
Yeah, I mean, Toy still has that 100% Uber. Rocket coming down, but that dispenser
nice
armor
fish.
proving invaluable. Yeah, Lenny going down, but that's it. They don't get the force, they don't get the sentry, just the sniper. And 50% for Gedu. They're wasting time here, not getting anything of value from these sacks, and it just means it's going to mean Fast Forth happy to just sit and wait.
Yeah, happy to sit back, relax, wait and see what's going to happen. Fish is lurking off to the side, has gotten some nice frags here. He's going to be decloaking. Rebel is dead, Likey finding an opening frag there. The gun also down, but there's Fish coming in huge, getting the medic drop. The Uber was out for the defense as well. Outblank is looking to make something happen. But actually a lot of frags in the post Uber in favor of SDCK. The banner not in hand yet for Ether. Pat's backup would be key here. Toy staying alive, will have slight ad. Mezzo lurking, wants to gun down Lenny. A 1v2 they don't want to continue taking, and this cart likely going to get capped up on 2 here.
Yeah, but Fast Forward getting so much done. Buddy actually jumping forward, trying to get some damage down onto Rebel. Will get the sentry, and he's already looking for more, but 248. It's faster than what we've seen before, but that's nearly 2 minutes just for that second point, and that backside by Fish onto Gedu, absolutely invaluable. Just to buy as much time as possible for Fast Forward. They're not looking too bad at all, but Toy 90%, not quite got the U, but 20% ahead of Gedu. That's going to be an important thing here. DT goes down to the rocket mode.
Oh, and Ether's bomb a little bit too predictable there. Going to get shut down, kept out of the medic's face. Likely dead with some lead from Blank. And that does save a lot of space for Fast Forth here. They can kind of peek freely. The Uber's going to come in aggressively. Got to keep your pyro alive. Melon will get the Uber. And getting the reflex here, keeping everybody at bay, but the cart moving up the hill. Here's a bomb from Ether, trying to get in again. Will go down to the level 1, and that is, I believe, a leveled gun. Yeah, offensive level 3 gun for SDCK yet again, CJ.
Yeah, just watching this car, just kind of catching anybody out who wants to get aggressive. But they're trying to get that car up the hill. It's not working. Zukima in that little sneaky spot on the opposite side from the rest of the combo. And at the moment, like, that sentry goes down. They're trying to pressure the car. When it's dry, there's no sentries in play. No Ubers in play. That sentry goes down. Even comes in with the bomb again. Isn't able to get anything of value. Rebel 9 HP. Has to wait for some heals there.
Big bomb.
Trying to rebuild.
Not a big bomb. Blank is low health, trying to defend the cart. Toy doesn't have a heal target right now. Fish might be the best option. You don't really want to beam your spy. Toy now in trouble, might get caught out. Doesn't leave early enough, and it's going to be full Uber with 6-5 down for Fast Forth. A bomb from Jackie Legs is shut down. Now Buddy taken down. A good stab from the spy as well. Just like that, Fast Forth keeping a bit of the momentum at bay. 423 through 3. It has been faster than what we've seen. I'm wondering if we're going to see a sub 6 here, though, from SDCK.
There is potential. They have this huge Uber ad. There's only a level 1 ready, but there are players in position. Fish, Lenny could all get an Uber drop, which would be pivotal in how much time is it, but it's going to be going from the side. Uber's in, Buddy, Dixel's taking the meat of that Uber. Sentry is down straight away. They're locking down the spawns as best they can.
Need to get on cart. This might be a sub 5 at this rate. Ether's got to make a play. There's nobody there to touch the reflect kill, and it's a 5-15. what a time from SDCK here. Fast forward, I really was thinking was showing a little bit of promise there, but at the end, not able to get set up in a really good closeout by SDCK. Do you think, sorry, Exile, I keep doing this, I'm sorry. Exile, do you think Fast Forward has a shot here?
I mean, anything's possible at this point, you know, like all it takes is one player to kind of pull off a miracle play, and then you'll take 2 points just like that. Like, it's 5 minutes, like realistically 5 minutes can be taken with one Uber and then just player advantage from point to point. Like, we can totally see that happening. What I see happening right now though on the side of Fast Forward is on their defense, they're doing the same thing I was talking about earlier. They're just losing all their players at the wrong times. Like, they overcommit to holds that they don't really have to commit that hard to in the first place. And I think I saw that more on SDCK. Like, SDCK was really good at not doing that, and I think Fast Forward should have learned from them actually as a good example of what not to do, what to try and achieve themselves is like just not going for too many aggressive plays, taking those wins when they matter, and just just winning out properly. Because I feel like we're just seeing good holds from Fast Forward, especially on that second. We saw some decent holds there, and even on their third. But all in all, they're just taking too much out of these wins.
4, 3.
We'll have to see what this final part of TF2 we've got for you tonight. Can Fast Forward beat this time of 5:15? If they do, then they essentially win the show match. If they don't, then SDCK will take it for Europe. It's been a long, hard slog. European servers, American servers, Godfather. We can see anything right now, but who's your favorite?
I think I've got to be favoring SDCK. The ping is just such an advantage here for the defense, and they're finding plenty of frags early on. It's really got to be a times 3 on cart constantly. Likey, what is this from Likey right now? Absolutely turned up. I think just a quick 5K from the defending sniper. That's one of the reasons why SDCK has been so dominant. They have just always had these amazing pick classes, putting in all the work, and starting off really strong in our last round here.
Yeah, buying as much time as they can on this first point. 4:20 left on the clock as Blank
No
gets
way.
the ball kill. The baseball to the head is enough to take May down. A conch coming out, just giving his team a little bit of speed there from Jackie Legs. Actually, sorry, it's a battalion. Says like he's up to 6 kills, taking down Lenny, then making 7 kills as DT goes down. This cart is not being pushed easily for Fast Forward. So much time being wasted. Just going in. Jackie Legs gets 3, Buddy gets 2. It's just crumbling.
I heard a demo man taunt in there. I don't know if it was on stream, but I definitely heard the signature kaboom come out from SDCK and Buddy there. So definitely feeling confident with 3:33 left to push. I don't blame them. The Uber's going to come out from Fast Forward, try to make something happen. The counter Uber back in. The gun's being carried forward by the defense. They get this first cap. That's something. Now can they keep the momentum going? They really struggled. The side of Fast Forward has really struggled with momentum, I think. SDCK has been able to reset, even play aggressively forward. That gun's going to go down to Melon. It was very weak, so that's an opportunity here. Soldier getting forward. It's just predictable at this point and not finding much.
Yeah, the Ubers were traded on first, which means there was nothing really to commit on second. And going through Tunnel Dry is a death wish because everyone just collapses. All of their damage there. Toy goes down as well. So that means it's going to be a 50% Uber ad for Gedu on second with pretty much a full hold here. Clark's got his sentry up to level 1, building up to level 2. It's going to be difficult. They have to go in for sacks. Only 240 left for them to push here. They have to try and get a force, a drop, something out of Gedu, and then start snowballing those pushes. Like Exile said, anything can happen at this point. It's going to be a big bomb from Ether. Comes in, a lot of damage going down. Like he finally dead after that massive kill streak, but Gedu doesn't get a lick of damage on him. Uses that Uber anyway to try and clean up the place. Toy down to 20 HP. Will go down to the flare gun. Team Warning getting some frags on the board on this round, and it's not looking good.
It's definitely not looking good. Nice stab attempt by Fish, but I think Ping got the better of him because he went to swipe the back and just did not get the crit. But yeah, I mean, with 2 minutes left on the clock, Fast Forward has put up a valiant fight here against the 14-time ETF2L champion SDCK. it's really been an impressive showing by both teams, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen the best from both worlds as Kai is trying to be pushed there, but again, going in dry, it's so difficult. Gedu manages to get out his traditional amputator taunt. One of the few medics I see actually using that to try and heal up his team, but it happens. Toy went down there to the backstab of Mezzo, so again, they're at a disadvantage here, but with 120 left on the clock, I don't think they've got enough time to push it all the way here, Exile. What went wrong? Like, they just didn't get out of the blocks there.
I feel like they were just feeling the pressure, and everyone was just trying to do what they could to win and somehow make a glory play happen. You see these they just completely wipe every single push they do, and they keep losing Toy. Like they're not even considering their own lives at this point. They're just trying to do what they can and make that miracle play that they need to win, like I said earlier. But I think they took it a bit too far when they lose their own medic, which in some cases is like the decider of like how much time you're going to be losing and gaining in these fights. So really, just all in all, I feel like they're just GG'd out, in my opinion, just in their head. They just didn't have what it took to mentally stay in this game.
I think part of it too is definitely the format of Koth versus Payload. I think if we had Koth maps in this, I think Fast Fourth might have had a better chance, to be honest, even if it's the same servers. I think they just struggled to get out of the, as Ceejaey was saying, struggled to get out of the blocks on offense each time. And this will definitely be a GG, but I would like to see some more Koth if this ever happens again.
Yeah, I think Koth would be something that NA would love to replay, because Koth is something we take a lot of pride in being good at, and I feel like maybe one day we can always revisit this and see some more Koth, maybe on another map, like Asheville or something.
But that is GG's. SDCK wins the show match. Ceejaey, I know you were rooting for them. You must feel pretty happy, huh?
I'm pretty sure you said that if SDCK won, you were getting a European Union flag tattooed on each butt cheek. I think that was the agreement, right?
Oh, is that the agreement? I don't think my lawyers were present for that, so I'm gonna have to decline. But nice idea there. Maybe.